Good day, good people. Welcome back to Collector's Quest, and thank you so much for joining me on another gaming adventure. And today's video is actually kicking off right from the last video, so if you haven't checked that video out, I highly recommend it. We added some great things to the Dreamcast collection. We did a CEX lottery, I got 5 wins from 7, and I also added some great magazines and books to my collection, so definitely check out that video. But I'm actually returning 2 games from that CEX lottery video. I picked up a copy of Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2 for the Dreamcast. Both came in alright condition. Shenmue 2, pretty good. Shenmue 1, not so much. But they actually came with German manuals, and doing some research, there are actually UK manuals available, fairly affordable on eBay. And I had a green tea, I composed myself, had a think about it, and I thought, you know what? If it's not good enough for CEX, why should it be good enough for me? Because I've tried to take in European copies of games in the past and CEX will not take them. They're only taking UK PAL games. It's only if they specify European editions, and they only do that for more expensive games like my copy of Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the PlayStation 2. So I thought, no, I'm not having it, it's going back. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm going to take back my copy of Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2, and to be fair, the condition wasn't good enough to warrant keeping those. If they were mint, I would have accepted a German manual and just picked up a UK one down the line, but they weren't mint. Shenmue 1 was pretty battered. Shenmue 2 wasn't too bad, I would have kept that, but let's go return these games and hopefully pick up something cool from Merry Hill CEX. Let's go. So, all sorted then. Return the games, and I've got something very cool for the collection. So it worked out pretty well, to be fair. If I had the choice, I definitely would have picked up what's in this bag. So yeah, happy days. Let's go back home and go over the overall plan for this video. Good morning, good people. As you can tell, it's a brand new day. It's way colder, hence the hat. Actually been a few days since I checked in with you good people about what I was doing with me returning the copies of Shenmue 1 and 2 to the Merry Hill CEX. I haven't gone through that clip, like I said, it's been a few days, but man, I definitely got a good trade in, and I'm really happy with me exchanging my copies of Shenmue 1 and 2 for a brand new retro console added to the collection, a brand new rabbit hole to dive straight down into. So yeah man, we'll go through that a bit later. Plan for today, I've got a day off from work, so all good, really happy. We've actually got a bag of things to trade into CEX for those Sweet Sweet vouchers, so let's have a look in the bag of goodies. So we're actually boarding out our loft, and a lot of things up there are a mess, but I actually found a couple of bags worth trading in. So I've got a console, PlayStation 3 Super Slim, a hard drive, a headset, so hopefully we get a Sweet Sweet voucher for that stuff. Then I found this bag of games, but I'm actually going to take those into Vintage Gamer just because they're steelbooks, NTSC games that CEX won't take, so plenty to do on today's video. Like I said, it's freezing. It's currently -2 in Dudley, so wish me luck. Let's get the bags and get this show on the road. Let's do this, man. Winter is definitely here. It's freezing, man. Should have worn some gloves. Come on, let's do this. So I just came out of Dudley CEX. They're tucking everything, gonna take a few hours to test, so all good. Gonna have a quick whip around the charity shops, get a couple of things, and then maybe head up to Merry Hill, then come back just because I might run out of parking. So yeah, hopefully everything goes in for a sweet voucher. Let's have a look in the charity shops then. Just found a PlayStation 3 controller for £2.95. Not too bad. I think there's about £15–16 vouchers. So yeah, I was definitely too hasty to write off the charity shops in Dudley, so not too bad. We'll pop over now to CEX because hopefully they've got the stuff tested and hopefully we can pick up that sweet voucher. So let's cross the road and do it. So I've just made it to Vintage Gamer. Dudley CEX went pretty well. They took in everything apart from one thing. I got £82 on a sweet voucher. Of course, we spent some of that. I also bumped into the legend James, so big shout out to you, mate. Always great seeing James. He's everywhere, man. Anytime you go hunting, you can guarantee you're going to bump into James. So yeah, always good seeing him. Got the bag. Let's pop into Vintage Gamer. I'm guessing they're going to have everything set up for the Doncaster gaming market. I'm guessing things will be in boxes, so might not be the best to have a look around, but we got a bag. Hopefully we can do a deal. Let's have a look, man. Of course we'll have a look. So that was the amazing Vintage Gamer. As you can tell, got a bag, got a very heavy hitting game for the new console, but I think I got an absolute bargain, man. So really happy with that. I'm froze. Let's go home, get a green tea and go for the pickups. Okay, we're back at home, back in the nice and warm. It was freezing outside, so cold. I've still got my hat on. You know when you put a hat on for the day and you just accept today's gonna be a bad hair day. That's why I've still got my beanie on, but yeah, man, just what I needed. Just had to forget about work. Great to have a day off and did what I needed to do. So I'm gonna go back to the last video where we picked up a bunch of Dreamcast games from CEX on that CEX lottery. And I'll go through what I picked up by me returning the Shenmue 1 and 2 on the Dreamcast. So for those that didn't see the previous video, I bought a bunch of Dreamcast games for the collection on a CEX lottery, and I wanted to add Shenmue 1 and 2 to the collection, but unfortunately they came with German manuals. Shenmue 2 was in decent condition, but Shenmue 1 was absolutely battered, so regardless that was going back. So I went up to Merry Hill straight after filming that video, and I was going to return the first one, but then I saw something in stock at Merry Hill CEX, and I just thought, you know what? I wanted to collect for this console, so I returned Shenmue 1 and 2 and got £63 on a voucher. I used that voucher to pick up a brand new console for the collection. So just a bit of background, there's been 3 consoles I wanted to collect for, 3 retro consoles. Number 1 being the Dreamcast, and I told myself if I love playing the Sega Dreamcast, if I enjoy playing retro, I would definitely jump into these 2 retro consoles. They're 16-bit consoles and they're definitely the oldest consoles I've ever collected for. So I told myself, if I love the Dreamcast, step into the 16-bit consoles, and it just felt like fate, man. I saw this for £60, discounted, it was there. I had £63 on a voucher. They were free from my prepaid credit card at work. I just thought, today's the day, let's start a brand new collection, and the brand new console I'm collecting for is the Super Nintendo. So as you can see, this is a Super Nintendo, otherwise known as a SNES. This cost me £60. This is a discounted model. I don't know if CEX classify everything that's yellowed as discounted, but as you can see, this has got very bad yellowing on the bottom, but the top isn't in bad condition at all. With a bit of furniture polish from Tesco, I was able to get rid of the red mark, and this comes with the official controller, the official power cable, and the official video cable. So for £60, I think I did very well. Let me know down below what you would have done. Would you have kept the Shenmue copies? Would you have bought this? I think for me, I made a great decision, and I think I made the right decision, because looking on eBay, the manuals for Shenmue 1 and 2 are about £10 to £15, and then by the time you factor in postage, you're in that kind of grey area, and they're not overly rare. They are fairly common, so I can definitely pick them up in person or some other time later on. But when I saw this bad boy, I just had to pick it up. And I also picked up the amazing OG classic Super Mario All-Stars, and I've been playing this for the last few days, and I've been having a blast, man. Just gaming in its more purest, innocent sense, just very basic, but so cool and so much fun. And as you can see, the top is absolutely fine, no issues whatsoever. It's the bottom where you got the yellowing. I'm guessing someone bought this very yellowing, took the top off, replaced it, and just didn't get round to doing the bottom. But when it's in my collection unit, you can't even see the yellowing. Like, I don't care, man. And I didn't realise, but Super Nintendo consoles, they're very expensive. So discounted, which is this one here, £60. If you want to unbox one, which is basically box condition, without the box, it comes with the original cables, the controllers, this, but not yellow, you're looking at £120, so double the price. If you then want to step up to a box console with the official box that inlays, £195. So for me, I didn't see value in doubling up the cost and paying £120 for an unboxed one. Like I said, I don't care, man. The yellowing isn't that bad, and if it does ever bother me, I can do the retro bright trick where you essentially de-yellow it. I can maybe replace it, but for right now, I don't care, man. It comes with everything official. So yeah, man, Super Nintendo, here we come. And let me know down below, what's your favorite Super Nintendo game? What games do I need to add to my collection? Like I said, there's been 3 consoles I wanted to collect for, the Super Nintendo being one, and I've got a massive list of games I want to add to my collection. Will I add them to my collection? Who knows, right? It's very expensive, especially if you're going to go complete in box with a manual. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to have to lower my standards. I think I'm going to have to get used to piecemealing games together, buying a cart there, a manual there, a box there. I don't want to go unbox, I'd rather have box, but it's just going to be very, very time consuming and potentially very expensive. But yeah, man, as you can see, tons of games on the list. Hopefully we get some RPGs, hopefully we get some heavy hitters added to the collection. So really, really excited to delve into the Super Nintendo. And for me, I was thinking about leaving this for about 6 to 12 months and just focusing on Dreamcast. I know a lot of people have said, are you going for a full power Dreamcast set? I'm not. I think for me, going for a full set of anything just doesn't really go with how I like to collect. So for me, I'm more of a curated collector. I like to build a curated collection where everything added to my collection, I do want to one day play. I know I'm not naive enough. I know I'm probably never going to play all these games. We don't have thousands and thousands of hours in our time anymore. We're all busy, we've all got jobs, you know, bills and other life responsibilities. But everything I buy, I do have every intention of hopefully one day playing, and going down the full set route just wouldn't really feel comfortable with me, wouldn't really fit in with how I like to collect. I'm not saying that I wouldn't ever go for a full set of Dreamcast games, who knows what the future holds, but for right now, I want to add the big hitters, the RPGs, some survival horror games, the classics, the first party games, and then from there, who knows what the future holds. I might go for some more obscure games, but I've been looking at a couple of games that you would need to get for a full set, and unless someone tells me 101 Dalmatians is the best game ever, I don't think I'm going to be adding that to my collection anytime soon. So I just thought, you know what, there's probably never been a worse time to collect for the Super Nintendo. That train has long left probably 5-10 years ago, so there's probably no better time than right now, right? And don't expect to see 20 complete in box Super Nintendo games in the same amount of time it took me to get this many games on the Dreamcast. Like I said, very expensive and just very rare, and a lot of the games I want to add are very uncommon. Number one is definitely Terranigma. I'd love to have that in the collection, but it's like £350, £400. That might have to be a game that I piece together. The cart alone is about £150. So yeah, man, hopefully one day we'll add it to the collection. But for right now, I've got a console and a very heavy hitting game from Vintage Gamer, but got a bargain. So yeah, we'll get to that in a sec. So really happy with my choice. Let me know your recommendations and let me know what I need to consider collecting for a Super Nintendo. Then today, definitely mission accomplished. So like I said, I took in a bunch of things from the loft. I took in a PlayStation 3 console, a hard drive and a headset, and I got £82 on a Sweet voucher, so definitely not to be scoffed at. Using that voucher, I picked up 2 games, one for the brand new Super Nintendo collection and one for a game that I've already got in the collection. It's a steelbook, but mine was missing the sleeve, so I saw it there in good condition and I thought, yep, got to pick it up. So the game with the sleeve, with the steelbook, is this nice copy of Resident Evil Village on the PlayStation 5. I've already got this in the collection, but I've just got the steelbook. I didn't know it came with a sleeve, so £15 in good condition, happy with that. Then the Super Nintendo game that I picked up. So the way I'm going to approach collecting for Super Nintendo, like I said, I am mainly going to go complete in box, but if I see a game I want to play and it's unboxed, I'm just going to pick it up because I want to play a lot of these games. I'm not going to go for mint or sealed or anything like that. I just want to pick up the games I want to play, and I saw this for £18, and this is part of a trilogy that I really want to add to the collection. You'll see on the list the games I've got an asterisk, those are the ones that I really want. Games with 2 asterisks I really want. Then Terra Enigma's got 3 asterisks because I really want that. But this one had 2 asterisks. I saw it there, I'm going to play it this weekend. Maybe we'll find a box one at the Doncaster Gaming Market, who knows, but for right now I've got a loose copy of the Illusion of Time. Illusion of Time, or as it's known in America, Illusion of Gaia. This is part of the Quintet trilogy. That includes Soul Blazer, Illusion of Time, and the creme de la creme, Terra Enigma. Illusion of Time is loosely based on the events of Soul Blazer, and these games have similar themes. You're essentially trying to save a world, you're essentially trying to rebuild Earth, and they play like action RPGs, very similar to Ys games. Great hack and slash combat, and Illusion of Time got an amazing soundtrack. I've been rocking this soundtrack while I've been working, and it's got some banging soundtracks, man. So yeah, man, Illusion of Time, £18. I think box, that goes for about £65 at CEX. Yeah, man, let me know down below if you played any of the Quintet trilogy. Let me know what's your favourite. Let me know if you played Illusion of Time. But for £18, I thought it would have been way more expensive. Like I said, Terra Enigma is £155 for just the cart. So £18, I can't go wrong. If I do find a complete in-box copy this weekend, I'll just return it. So yeah, can't lose. Then from Dudley CEX, we went to Vintage Gamer. Let's go through the bag. So the 2 Dreamcast games I added, very clean, very nice copy. So I picked up a copy of Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, and I've been recommended this by a couple of you guys. The classic Sega Bass Fishing. This is meant to be a great game, especially if you can play it with a fishing rod, hook, line and sinker. Sega Bass Fishing is the most addictive simulation yet to come to Dreamcast. With your fishing rod gripped firmly in your hand, cast off with a flick of the wrist to enter the Sega Bass Fishing Association Championship. Yeah, man. 2 more Dreamcast games added to the collection. Nick did me these for £20. Always great prices at Vintage Gamer. Then we get to the big boy. So if you look at my SNES list, this has got an asterisk next to it, but I did not think for one moment I would be picking this game up anytime soon. Nick said he had it up for £170, but by the time I traded in all my things, I got £50 store credit. So £20 for the Dreamcast games. This essentially cost me £120, which is still a lot of money. No doubt about that, but £120 for this is a great price in my opinion. And that game is, man, I can't believe I got this in the collection already. Super Metroid. Team up with the strength of Samus for a Super Metroid clash. Take on a legion of space pirates and a new Metroid force as you forge into the cover underworld of planet Zebus. It's up to you and Samus to recapture the long-surviving Metroid hatchling before evil hands unleash its energy. So yeah, man, for £120, this is an absolute bargain in my opinion. As you can see, this is not mint by any stretch of the imagination. There's tassiness on the corners, fraying where the box opens, but this comes complete with the cart and the strategy guides, and right at the front, it's not that bad, man. I could take this to CEX and get £147 cash. I'm absolutely buzzing to be adding a very heavy hitting game to the SNES collection so soon, and I can't wait to play this, man. Collecting for the Dreamcast and the Super Nintendo, I want to go back and play genres and games that I don't typically play. I almost want to go back to where it all started with video games. I want to learn why there's a whole genre around Super Metroid, what makes this so good that everyone's raving about Metroidvanias, and how this gave birth to that entire genre. If you saw this on eBay in this condition for £120, I can guarantee most people would have picked this up. And to get this heavy hitting game on the Super Nintendo for £120, absolute bargain, man. I can't wait to play it, man. So yeah, those are the pickups from today. We've got plenty more on the video. Let's go. Man, that intro was awesome. As you can hear, fantastic soundtrack. I'm so excited. 1994, man. I wasn't even born. Apologies guys for making you feel old. Good morning, I'm here with the OG, the legend, Diego Damo. We're in sunny Litchfield, hunting for games, Pokemon cards, all that good stuff. Let's do this. So that was Litchfield CEX, as always, really good stuff, tons of steelbooks, and of course, got some goods. I actually got a box Nintendo game, Super Nintendo game, box without the manual, so not too bad, you can probably guess from the footage. Also got a cool steelbook kind of. We're now going to Coventry, so yeah, on to the next one. So now we're at Coventry Cannon Park. The last CEX was a bust, man, so hopefully this one is better. Fingers crossed. So that was Coventry Cannon Park CEX, or Cannon Arena. I don't know, we've been to too many CEXs in Coventry, but yeah man, got a really rare PlayStation 2 game. Used up all my vouchers, so really happy with that. I'm gonna have a quick look into the charity shops, then call it a day, so I'll catch you guys when we get home. And so that was another game hunt in the books, man. Had a great day, despite the terrible weather. Yesterday was freezing. Today was pouring down a rain. Had a great time, and always good times hooking up with Diego Damo. Always have a good time with him, laughing and joking, all that good stuff. Always good catching up with you, mate, so a pleasure as always. So the first game I picked up from Litchfield CEX was this kind of steelbook, kind of not steelbook, just this different variant of Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. Final Fantasy Type 0 sees you engage the enemy in thrilling real-time battles. You're able to customise your 14-man squad with unique characters and experience the brutal and dramatic Water Nations. So like I said, it's not really a steelbook, it's more like a hard shell, but I've never seen this before, didn't even know it existed. Yeah, £6, it's not particularly expensive, goes for about £8 to £10 on eBay, but just one I've never seen, and you know me, anything Final Fantasy I'm going to be all over, and a great way to kick off the Litchfield hunt. And let me know if you've seen this before. Then the complete in box Super Nintendo game I'm going to get to last, just because I've got a lot to say about that. Then from Litchfield we went to Coventry something, the one that's next to the Coventry City FC Stadium. Absolute nightmare, man. It took us probably 30 minutes longer than it should have. Then parking was horrendous. I don't recommend it. The CEX is tiny. It's one of those CEX stores that's more mobile stuff. Had a couple of okay retro bits, but nothing that tickled my fancy. The best thing was a cheeky Nando's with Diego Damo, so it wasn't a wasted journey. Then from there, we went to Coventry Cannon Park. Again, not a massive CEX. Had a couple of decent bits, a couple of decent retro bits. Had a very expensive PlayStation 2 game. I had about £100 worth of Sweet Sweet vouchers in my pocket, meant paying around £40, £50 cash. Been after this for quite a while, and I've now got a copy of Barracu. Baraku, I don't know how to say it, but a very cool PlayStation 2 game. A world affected by death and reincarnation. Step into a dark action RPG featuring twisted and tormented characters, presented in a disturbing world of pain and suffering. After a horrendous event, the land and its inhabitants are warped into a nightmare only you can solve. This is essentially a roguelike game, £140, very uncommon. This also came out on the Wii. I think it's a lot cheaper on the Wii, but this is from Atlus, and like I always say, any day I can add a brand new Atlus game into the collection is a good day, and I just want as many RPGs, JRPGs, Atlus games in the collection, and this is one that's been on my list for quite a while, in nice clean condition with a manual. So for essentially £45–50 cash by the time I use all my vouchers, not too bad. So let me know if you played this down below. Then we get to Litchfield CEX again. Like I said, I picked up a complete in-box Super Nintendo game. Whenever I go to a CEX, I never check the app, I just free wing it, I just YOLO it. If we get there's nothing, so be it. If we get there's something good, happy days. And today was definitely happy days. This game I picked up yesterday. Spoiler, I saw it there in clean condition. It came with the manual but was priced boxed without the manual. And for £40, I've now got a box copy of Illusion of Time, and I'll do some B-roll, but as you can see, this is in pretty decent condition. This is the kind of condition I want when it comes to adding complete in-box Super Nintendo games. And I'll do some B-roll of the manual, but to call it a manual is definitely pushing it. This thing is not in good condition at all. The front, the back is tatty, but saying all that, the actual main contents of pages aren't too bad. It's all there. There's no pages missing. There's no doodles and no drawing. So for £40, I don't think I did too bad. If you want this box with the manual, it would cost you £62. So for £40, I haven't come away with a bad deal in my opinion. I'm really excited about embarking on a brand new collection and a brand new collecting journey with the Super Nintendo. And I'm really excited to dive more into retro gaming. This year, I put a lot of emphasis and a lot of effort towards collecting PlayStation 2 survival horror games and just bulking out my PlayStation 3 collection. While I'm not done with those two systems, there's still a couple of big boys I'm missing on the PlayStation 2 survival horror collection. We still need Rule of Rose, Kuon, Michigan Report from Hell, but I'm really happy with how those two collections have come along, and for the most part, those are probably going to be on the back burner now. And with collecting and with any hobby like this, one moment you're collecting for modern systems, then you're jumping into retro systems, and I always like to have a focus. This year it's been PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and I think those collecting journeys have come to not a conclusion because I'll always be collecting for those systems, but I'm at a place now where I'm happy with those collections and we can put our sweet vouchers, our collecting efforts into more retro consoles. So going forward, it's going to be Dreamcast, Super Nintendo, and of course any awesome JRPGs I can add to the collection. I'll always be a JRPG collector, so anytime I can add one to the collection for the consoles I collect for, I'll definitely be doing so. Then in the future, I might look to pick up a Mega Drive. That's the third ever console I want to collect for, but with me collecting for the Dreamcast, I don't want too many plates spinning and I don't want too many Sega consoles. So right now, Dreamcast and Super Nintendo, and hopefully you guys are excited to come along with me on the journey. But now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about my pickups? Do you think I got a good deal with the discounted Super Nintendo? Would you have returned those Shenmue games? And let me know what you think about my Super Nintendo bargains. Like I said, I'm really happy with the Super Metroid and Illusion of Time from CEX today. Let me know, would you have picked those up for the price? And let me know, what's your favourite Super Nintendo games? Any games that I need to pick up? Anything I need to know about when collecting for the Super Nintendo? And how do you collect for the Super Nintendo? Do you collect boxed, unboxed? Are you a mint collector? Sound off in the comments down below. And while you're down there, in the comments, if you haven't done so already, smash the like button and subscribe to Collector's Quest channel for more game hunts, CEX adventures, and everything about video game collecting. And definitely keep a watch to the channel. On the next video, we've got the amazing Doncaster gaming market. Hopefully we can add to the Dreamcast. Hopefully we can add to the Super Nintendo. So definitely keep a watch to the channel for that great content coming along. And as always, good luck on your game hunts and collecting adventures. Take it easy, YouTube, and I'll catch you in the next one.